You know what time it is. It's tea time, y'all. Breaking into another cake. And this time, we got some YangQingHao, YangQingHao? I don't know. Lingya, this is an Iwu cake. You can see it's actually pretty dark. 2007. And this is kind of a continuation of my my YangQingHao exploration. Beautiful. And I'm gonna pull some off of this. Pretty hard pressed in the middle there. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. And you know me, I could be playing with this forever, but we'll just get right into a session. Here we go. I want to give this a very fair shake, so I will throw on the Gaiwan here. Couple pieces in there, but okay, that'll do it for me. Pretty dark. We'll see how it brews up. Hello, everybody. Hope everyone is doing great today. Looking forward. I've been looking forward to this one for quite some time, actually. Just slightly off the boil here. And for something like this, a boutique tea that's nice and separated out really well there, I would typically only rinse once, but I will rinse twice today. One, heat up the Gaiwan. Two, get a little bit farther along so that my first impression of this cup is really strong. And there's still kind of enough bubble and the 2 rinses is not so bad. Pretty brilliant color already to start here. And we'll just pour for everybody. Man, the menthol and kind of camphor nose on a lot of these teas is really pretty remarkable. There we go, beautiful, brilliant. And you can see from the leaf color that the oxidation has been fairly high on this tea. And I'll do 2 steepings back to back here. Barn. Some really cozy mid-noted sweetness in there. Not quite sure what I would call it yet. Mm. Mm. It's not cinnamon, but kind of in those like more earthy sweet flavors. And yeah, looking forward to this one. Yeah, looks nice. Again, you can see really not a lot of green oxidized leaves. Leaves are very intact, high quality, kind of just screams boutique teas. Mm. It's like the phenomenology of smelling for me is very immediate, and I just have these like intuitions, right? It's not like I have to sit and think of it's like, oh, this thing happens to me, and it's purple flavored. That purple drink. Definitely some camphor though. Yeah, nice, beautiful material. All right, cheers, y'all. 2007 Lingya. Lingya. I don't know. Cheers. Really interesting. Not a lot of mid-notedness, a lot of high sugar, and then that bassy low thing that um you don't really, yeah, some of these older Ibu teas. Mm, really good, like really clean. Um Nice sturdy strong bass. And the sweetness comes quickly, maybe fades, turns into a bit more hay. Obviously bitter already, but not in a bad way. The menthol comes, touch darker, not a ton. More diesel, kind of peaty, less barn on the cha high. Really sweet fruit, almost grape, I think, kind of on the top end here. And then some really perfumey flower thing. Really nice. Very complex because this is not tasting remotely like that in the cup. Mm. The camphor has smelled or died down a little bit in terms of the smell there. I'll just hang out for 10 seconds this time. So this would be the fifth time the tea leaves have hit water. Water's hit the tea leaves. Nice. Not a lot different in terms of liqueur color. So the soup is hopefully a little bit thicker, but hopefully we didn't get any too much astringency. None to taste so far. That kind of cinnamony, it's not cinnamon, but something in there. Yeah, interesting. Something very herbaceous in this. Mm. First steeping was not like first two steepings were not like wildly sweet. Was that the first two? Was that the first one? That was the first one. A nice returning sweetness. But some Iwis are just like, whoa, it's so crazy sweet. Or like the Love Forever paper tong is just like really sweet. The base on this is really nice, very clean. and like some minerals in there. This is good. Cheers. Oh boy. Camera died. Be right back. And we're back. And I just plugged it in, so this was moments. Still warm. Cheers. Really nice. Immediate upfront Iwu sweetness. Good character, good body. This one's really, actually quite enjoyable. Of the Yang teas I've had so far, definitely my favorite one so far. Remarkably clean. And not just obviously in the quality of the tea, but the kind of the voice of each taste. Really distinct. I'm not brewing it up oily, syrupy, thick, but I'm going to for it'll be my fourth steeping. Really not very bitter. I mean, I'm brewing it in a really strong way, but still not too bitter at all. Cheers. Wisps of that retired smoke thing, kind of that diesel peat thing. Really in the mouth right now, not as much down. Kind of a cooling tea, interestingly, for me. The camphor not super strong, unlike the cheese xiong that I had last time, which was very mentholy. This one much less, kind of desert sagey. This one has got some herbaceousness to it, but not nearly as pronounced. I'm gonna push this one because I want more thick oiliness and viscosity out of this steeping. And I think that this kind of tea can handle it. The returning Huigon is really nice. It's one of those teas that I like, but I'm having a hard time describing specific flavors, which is totally fine. Not every tea has to be like, oh, I get the dried fermented black currants on this one. Ooh, exquisite. It's like nice, very clean. I like the wood profile on this quite a bit too. And I'm brewing up a lot darker. Really, I'm trying to chase that viscosity. That is kind of what the a little bit greener leaves now. A little bit darker, but we're not even getting into like those kind of amber red notes. Still quite orange. More barn, you know, again, kind of like that fermented hay in the chahai. That I don't know what it is, but that kind of like cinnamony baking spice thing in here. Really pleasant. This one tastes like a very dark Iwu tea to me. Doesn't have a lot of brightness at all. Quite basey. A lot of saccharine sweetness that you expect from Iwu, but just not a lot of high notes necessarily. A lot of good base though, and it just depends on kind of what you want to be drinking, right? I would sort of contrast this to, again, maybe the Love Forever Paper Tong or any young Iwu tea that's produced in the last like 10 years at this point. The style of that's going to be incredibly sweet as well as potent, potentially, although maybe not. But this has a kind of just a basy profile on it that's really nice. I think it's ready today, certainly, but this kind of material in my mind is the kind of stuff I'm looking for to age long term. I do have 2 cakes of this, and gonna enjoy drinking them a bit more slowly. Try to at least. I know which teas I'm kind of just like speeding through. This one is one that's a little bit less of a daily drinker for me, and that's kind of regardless of price, but just kind of the profile is a bit less. I think I reached to it more specifically, feel like in the mood for it, which is good because I only have 2 cakes of this. I don't have a tong of it. My daily drinkers, I'm getting a tong of at this point. And so, yeah, this is, I would say, in contrast to the 8582 Dai recipe, which is mellower, higher noted, has plenty of strength and base on it as well, but a little bit fuzzier, as I described in other episodes. Really nice lasting sweetness, really no bitterness or astringency rather at all on this one. Yeah, okay, so this one was brewed a little bit harder. I'm gonna go ahead and get the water boiling again. Cheers. Just like it's just so immediate, that kind of almost candy, um what's that fluffy candy that's like whipped, it's like whipped sugar, um you get like at a fair. Oh my god, it's gonna kill me. Anyway, just like so sugary sweet to start immediately, and then comes the greener flavors that in this one aren't particularly green, more like deep hay, has minerals. um Nothing sour about this. Yeah, quite nice. It's cotton candy is what I was trying to think of. mm, Good base. mm, Nice. Not a complaint, but my only wish for a tea like this is that over time it develops into slightly a softer note so that I can push it even harder. Just love the kind of like thickness that you can get out of these teas. And this one, not maybe quite there yet. Really good material, really, um, really tasty. I'm gonna push this one again. Pretty dang hard. Hard, hard. Kind of like that Michigan R. Hard, hard. Um, Even then, with this one that was pushed a little bit, really no astringency. Maybe a little bit, but nothing crazy. Really great lasting sweetness and bitterness as well. Really nice. Definitely a kind of like if you're a Scotch person, yeah, like a Lafroig. Check this out. Mm. Not too body warming, and I'm not really getting it deep in the throat. Kind of like maybe to here. Sometimes these teas just feels like goes just all the way through your whole body. Um, Although it's a cooler day today. And again, just really looking through. Oop, that's hot. The material here. Um, Really nice big whole leaves. Well prepared. We're getting darker. Yeah, still a lot of barn and camphor on the nose on the Cha Hai. That cinnamon thing is wearing off a little bit. Mm. These kind of teas are really cool too because they're so much strong base notes that once you kind of brew those through a little bit, getting into steepings 8 plus, 8 to 10, I'd say 7 to 10. Those ones then end up creating space for some really more high notes to come through. This tea though isn't that kind of a tea, I don't think, not for me at least. So every drinker is different, but I'm not getting a lot of high notes on this. Definitely kind of like a really base forward profile in a way that I enjoy. But again, one that I'm going to kind of like specifically insert into a session or a group session with friends or my week as a contrasting note. Wouldn't be a daily drinker for me. Maybe it doesn't sort of traverse the breadth of all different registers of tastes and intensities, or rather tastes and kind of flavors, but the intensity on the base is really just turned up. So really nice. Cheers. Okay. Yeah. I'm just drinking a lot of pu'er these days. So this is kind of almost, it's so strong this way, but it's kind of almost how I prefer it. But now it's like this oily thing that's just deep. Mm, nice. A little underslept today in the last few days, frankly. So apologies if I'm not as like energetic, but enjoying the after effects certainly of this tea. Actually, I will say of all the yang teas I've had, I find that the ongoing energy that I get from the tea is really quite nice, very lively and strong. Definitely a tea that I would kind of put earlier in the day, even though it's a strong profile. I do think that these ones, yeah, I just wouldn't want to be drinking this like past noon or whatever. So it's currently 10. Cheers. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yum. Home run for me. Um, Definitely a tea that's going to be making its way through my normal rotation. So I'm excited about that. Mm, yeah, nice. That cinnamon thing I'm now tasting a bit more too. Yum. Um, I looked this one up on the site. They don't actually have it listed, so I don't know if you can buy this one. But YangQingHao, YangQingHao. I don't know. Sorry. Um, Kudos to Emmett for helping everyone out getting these teas in the U.S. Nice. This has been a fun one. Check out, start drinking some, get into like a boutique and start exploring it. See what you find out. It's really fun and interesting. And don't go in thinking I'm going to like every one of those teas. It doesn't make any sense. These teas ought to be different than each other. If they all taste the same, then what's the point of making different teas? They should just be one big blend. So, at least with these boutiques. So, this is one that I actually am really quite enjoying. And then I'll be trying the Jincha, I believe, somewhat soon as well. That's a 2.0. Again, 2.0. So I'm looking forward to that. Also 2007. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for all the things, click all the buttons. Send this to your favorite person who you think would like it. Help us get to subscribe. If you haven't seen that, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, click all the buttons. I hope you're having an awesome tea drinking day. And until next time, peace.